get a bite of this before this bee tries to sting me. See, the bee likes the fajitas on this one too the best. I don't know what to tell you. What is going on? Listen, if you watch the last 2 videos in this series, today is the day I was talking about. When my friends over at BougeRV heard I was doing a series on electric camp cooking, you know, they said, hey, we got something brand new coming out at the end of the month. Your viewers will probably really like it. Something old school, but with a new twist. So this is what they sent me here. BougeRV is now getting into the cooking game. So what they have here is a little compact grill. Now they're calling it a grill instead of a griddle because it does have these ridges on it. And this one right here is an electric, definitely an electric grill. Listen, not associated with BougeRV at all. They sent me these sample products. I do have some affiliate codes for their website. If you want to purchase either one of these grills between now and January 10th, code GRUB at their website will get you 20% off of either one of these grills. Like I said, they've paid me nothing for this review, so we're going to take a good look at them and see what we think about them. All right, so let's start with this little grill here. And you may say, okay, that's cute, but it's just a little flat top, you know, I can kind of pick one of those up anywhere. But this one has got kind of a killer little app on it. So take a look at this. Watch what I do on this. See that? Came right off. The legs came off. Now this, with the electronics taken off of it, and just this little sealed container on the back, it's going to make this a lot easier to transport, a lot easier to clean for sure. And then, you know, when you go to store it, all these little pieces are going to store up real neat and like this. Okay, so right off the top, let's talk about my one complaint for this already. No bag to put this in. Now it came in a box, but now I have all these, I've got all these pieces and I just kind of have to carry them around or sort of catch my own bag. You know, so that's right off the top, nitpicky stuff like here. But let's take a look at how this thing works because, you know, you just saw me take it apart. So this little unit right here, one of the legs, magnets right to the bottom there. So then this unit right here is going to have the digital readout on it. It's going to have the fans for, you know, running the electronics and things like that, keep it cool. And it's going to have the little unit right here that makes contact with the box under here. Once again, magnets. So those just fit on there, but now, you know, they're not coming off. I'm going to be honest, I feel like the main star of the video is right here, and we're going to look at that in just a second. Let's get this little one plugged in first and get it warmed up. Okay, so while this little grill here heats up, let's take a look at this grill. I feel like this is going to be, you know, the star of the show today. I plan on probably taking this a lot of places. It's just so compact, ready to go. Listen, you close these little latches on it, picks right up like a little suitcase. Real convenient. You're looking at about 16 inches wide right here. You got just over 9 inches from the front to the back. And what is that? 6.5 inches tall, something like that on there. Let's get her open up. All right, little latches right here. These are metal latches. And everything on this deal here, it's one of the things I really like about it is they're all screwed on. This isn't any kind of riveted, like you can't replace anything. A little screw comes out or something gets weird, you can go buy a little replacement screw and throw it in there. But let's take a peek inside. So one of the things I like already, you can just tell the resistance. Look, you can set this lid and leave it right there at low angles. You had something cooking in there and you just wanted to get a little breeze on it. Maybe it's too hot. You just wanted to peek on it for a second, slide something in and out. So then the grill opens all the way up to the top. So if you'll notice in the top here is a very reflective surfaces that are going to help redirect, you know, some of the heat that's in there. Let's see what's inside. Stainless steel grilling rack. First off, little handles on the side so you can pull it out. You'll see why in a minute. We're gonna do multiple items in this, and this little handles will come in handy here greatly. The next thing in here is a little pan, and this one actually has fold down handles on it. fold it back up. Like I said, again, convenient for taking it in and out of here, depending on what you're trying to do in this. You might be doing multiple items. So then underneath, it's extremely impressive the way they have this set up. So inside of here are little, under here is the heat radiator. But these have little grill covers that go over the top of it. So if you open that up, you can see that this little element down here is going to be what's going to get hot. Now this is a quartz infrared unit. All right, so like I said, this folds back down. It's the same thing on the other side. But then again, if you want to really clean it, this whole thing comes right out. It's so beautiful. Put it back in there, right in position. So if you notice what these two channels do is they run them both down here, and there's a tray in the bottom. Now, not only can you take one of these out to clean it, put it back in super easily, but there's a tray that comes out of the bottom here. That's going to be a little, you know, 1/4 inch deep. It's going to catch all your drippings, anything like that that's going to fall to the bottom, make cleanup easy. I mean, and then if you notice, there is really no surfaces that can get dirty that you can't just pull right out and wash right up easy. You know, short of what's going on around the edges here. All right, so let's talk about getting this thing powered up. Like I said before, electric, 600 watt unit. Comes with this power cord, plenty of long power cord. And what it is these little, I call them a monitor style cord. Very universal, can be bought anywhere if you lose this one. This is actually the same one that plugs into my solar generator when I plug it into shore power or my truck. It's the same one that runs this. It's the same one that runs the electric pots and pans I reviewed the other day. So great on them for being a very universal product here. So right in the back is where the plug goes in. Fits in nice and snug. We're gonna plug it in here to our power supply. All right, so how this fires up is, over here on this side, there's one knob. Now this unit's gonna come on, it's gonna be 600 degrees. She's gonna run up to about 465 degrees. And then that's where it's gonna sit, full blast. Now, you can turn this one switch to the left and you're in full on position, okay? But then to the right also, you can give yourself a little time. Maybe you wanna let it run and sit. Maybe you just wanna put it on so you don't forget to turn the thing off and walk away from it. So if you see, just got a little dial that lets you add time to it. We're gonna run that up to 30 minutes. And we're gonna let this bad boy heat up too. Okay, while you're not likely to have both units at the same time, and you may go ahead and splurge. Like I said, you get 20% off in this thing, these right now till the 10th. So, you know, I want to give a demonstration on kind of what this stuff does. If I just had this unit, actually, I feel like I would flip this pan upside down, get it real nice and hot, and I could probably make my tortillas on there. Because, you know, one of the things that I test a grill, a pot and pan, something like that up to is, will it fajita? And for me, I need to make fresh tortillas. Now, maybe you don't make fresh tortillas. You can cut this whole piece out anyways. Focus on this. And I don't see why, you know, this could be a great breakfast unit right here. Even with the bumps on it, they're so low. You could probably make some sausage. You can get French toast on this thing. Could be a great breakfast deal. Plenty of room for a couple of hamburgers and still have a couple of buns to heat up on here. Beauty. So like, it's been about 6 minutes and this thing is up on full blast. So we are looking at 450 degrees in the middle, 460, something like that. So theoretically that should be where I need it to do what I needed to do and cook a steak. So pressed out a couple fresh tortillas just a minute ago. We're going to drop that right in the center there. Now while it is ridged, everything seems to be laying down just nice. You just need plenty of heat to make sure your tortillas pluff. What you want to do is you want to go about 15-20 seconds on the first side just to kind of set it in. Then you flip her on over. And you know, it actually looks pretty good. It's really cooked in a few spots here. Let's see how it turns out. All right, so after about 20 more seconds on that side, you got to flip her over one more time. Now this is where this is where you're going to find out. See, what I am is I'm getting a little puff on it. Smack it a little bit. It might actually work okay. So I'm going to set that one off to the side. Let's drop another one. All right, so let's throw this meat on and then find out what we got going on really in this grill here. See if there's any sizzling going on, what we got. Oh yeah, she sizzled in right nice right on the top of that surface there. Now I'm going to pack this thing full of meat here, because I am going to make a bunch of fajitas. Let's close the lid on this and give it a few minutes. All right, coming up on about 5 minutes on this meat. I don't hear a whole lot of sizzling and stuff coming on here, so let's look and see what we got going on. I mean, you can smell it. The grill and the actual little shields for the grill element itself are really only at 160 degrees. I've got no sizzle. Now let's see what the meat looks like on the other side. All right, so if I pick it up and I set it back down on a part of the grill, you can hear it. You can hear it wants to be sizzling. Little juices are coming off. Listen, I'm sorry. At the risk of BougeRV never sending me another sample product ever again, I'm not impressed so far. And listen, if you start out watching the video or you've had to listen to me walk around my house getting ready to shoot this for the last 2 weeks, man, I had extreme high hopes for this thing. And I just don't. I'm going to check a few things on this and make sure I have it plugged in properly. Make sure, I don't know. I'm going to have to check some stuff. Hold on one second. Okay, listen, we're plugged in. I went from the timer mode to full on mode. The red light is showing. I mean, I can hear light sizzling coming out of this thing. And there's steam coming off the meat. But the truth is I'm not impressed. I'm sorry, BougeRV. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull these tortillas off. Set these to the side. And I'm going to crank this one. I'm going to crank this one back up to its full wattage. And I'm going to transfer one of these pieces of meat over there. See if we can still have lunch here. Now it's getting a little, I think it's just juices dripping down and things. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this bigger piece of meat here, and I'm going to transfer it over to this flat top. Now we're going to center this smaller piece of meat right here in the middle. We're going to shut the lid back down at it again. And already right away, I barely turned this thing up, and we're getting full-blown sizzle already. And so realistically, the plan was to take and put this insert, which is a griddle pan, inside of here, and we were going to make some, peppers and onions for our fajitas. Matter of fact, let's do this. I really want to give this thing a fair shake. Like I said, I really wanted this thing to work better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this grill pan in there, right? That I'm going to make the vegetables and things with anyways. And I'm going to put this on top of there. And we're going to add part of the ingredients. A little bit of tomatoes, a little bit of peppers, a little bit of onions. And I think mostly what we have smoke coming from here right now is just things that are stuck to the grill, if I'm honest. So let's put this in there. We'll put a few vegetables in there with it. Let me get a jalapeno strip in there. I got still a chunk of meat in there. We're going to close the lid on this. She is on full blast. Now, I'm going to be honest. I thought this was going to be the star of the show. And what does it turn out? I still have high hopes for this. I'm hoping during the course of this video, this thing all of a sudden just starts blazing up and it's grilling all over the place. All right, so this one's grilling away already, beautifully, it looks like already. Who'd have thought, you know? So what I'm gonna do is, this will be a good test for this little skillet too, because these are semi-cold vegetables. And we're gonna throw those right on there. We're gonna get those cooking up too, right alongside of this piece of meat. Okay, listen, 2 or 3 minutes in. Look at this. This is rolling. Let's flip this chunk of meat over. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Oh. That's just a slippery one. Okay, so this side I'm actually getting a little bit of charred bits around the edges here. I got a little caramelization. We're still sizzly. Look at this meat right here. Oh yeah, nice. Maillard effect on there, little caramelization going on in the meat. The pan down here has got like juices caramelizing on it and everything. These vegetables are browning up great, caramelizing just right. Okay, so let's take another look back in here. We've been at full blast with the pan insert in it now. With meat and like raw vegetables and tomatoes and things that. And some steam. Essentially what's going on this side is just the juice is leaking out of this thing, and I'm just boiling the meat in place. You see that? It's drippy. These tomatoes are still ice cold. It's on. I can see the elements burning down inside of there. Again, you know, leading into this video, I thought this was going to be the star of the show. I apologize to BougeRV. I don't know if they expected to have this outcome. But like I said, they sent me some product samples. I'm not affiliated with them in any other way besides that. So the honest review is, I'm extremely disappointed in this piece, to be honest. Now this one, which you know, like I said, I thought this was going to be the brush off one. Hey, you know, make a French toast or an eggs on this and see what you got, and you know, boy was I wrong. And look at that, the heat just continues. This what I want to do is I want to move this vegetables around to the edges. Listen to that. Okay, we're starting to get some of these tomatoes to, there's a little bit of bubbling coming out of those right there. I mean, this pepper that's been on there is still raw. I'm gonna be honest, I can touch my thumb to the grill. Not long, don't get me wrong. This meat is just boiling away in its own juices. It is what it is. We're gonna pull this meat off. We're gonna let her rest a second while we work on some of the rest of these vegetables here. All right, so meat from this grill right here. Beautifully little Maillard effect, charred around the edges here a little bit. Great color, medium along the inside there. This is coming out real nice. Okay, so this is gonna be awesome because while you're sitting at the table, you make a couple tacos, everything gets cold, right? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run this one all the way down to low. And we're gonna set the rest of this meat and stuff aside. Grab myself a little hot sauce. Grab myself one of these little tortillas. Let's make a taco. Okay, so listen, honestly, I'm gonna get a hold of BougeRV and find out, did they send me one that's, you know, it's the sample model? Has this one been used and it's just not working so good anymore? Is there glitches in the fact that this is some sort of new prototype product? I just don't know. Like I said, I wanted this to be good so bad. And I figured this one was just going to be whatever's whatever. But it turns out the star of the show. Digital griddle right here. Get a bite of this before this bee tries to sting me. See, the bee. The bee likes the fajitas on this one too the best. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Like I said, if you are interested in buying either one of these, head over to BougeRV's website. Code GRUB, capital G, lowercase R-U-B, GRUB. 20% off either one of these grills until January 10th. What I'm going to do is put on either side of my head here, I'm going to put the videos that I did about the other electric camping cooking sets that I've done. Check them out. Could be the wave of the future, you know, with some bugs that have to be worked out. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take it easy.